This is the part of the game that still needs to change. We have received no word back about whether or not they have heard this feedback. We have heard no word about whether or not this will be changed, and it is daily bothering literally everybody. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that when I decide to grind my dungeon in order to do these tasks, complete the dungeon, Tomb of Fair, complete the dungeon, you know what? I go the normal difficulty. Why do I go the normal difficulty? Because I just need to run one of them for the dailies, and if I'm going to run one of them for the dailies, I don't want to have to get a full party of 4. What does this mean? Every single day, I am running 3 dungeons on normal that are completely worthless other than just the dailies for the only reason why is because I can't run them on Hell 3 even though I could solo them because the game literally does not let me. Blizzard, if you are listening, please, you absolutely need to listen to this one. People are telling you over and over and over again, we do not want to run dungeons only with 4 people. We want to grind dungeons solo. Not being able to farm set items in the Diablo game by yourself is very counter to the entire Diablo franchise, okay? I understood there's people saying things like pay to win and all that's counter to the franchise, and yes, you're right on all that. However, I haven't gone out of my way to do a lot of complaining about that one, right? But you know what? I'm really starting to see some points from people when it comes to this point as well. This is not part of the Diablo franchise. Being required to have 4 people in order to be able to farm required pieces of gear for your set builds is very limiting. It makes you have to have other players on the server on when you're on, at the time you're on, for as long as you're on. Think of it this way. Every time I go into a dungeon or the farm set pieces, I am only there for as long as every other person in my party's child does not suddenly wake up and start crying. I'm there for as long as everyone doesn't get a call from work, as long as someone doesn't have to go cook dinner. I'm there for as long as they are there. I want to play your game on my terms. I want to play the game when I am available to play the game. I am an adult, and other people have other jobs that require them to actually sit and work 9 to 5. I play this game literally only as my full-time job, and it still annoys me that I have to find people to play with. So I know for a fact that the people that have 9 to 5s that work on the average, that get 25 to 30 minutes here and there in between taking care of their kids, do not have the time to find a full 4-man party every single day to either do things like the Immortal dailies, or even if they just want to farm set pieces. At a minimum, it is unfun, uninteractive gameplay to have to go and type in chat, be like, looking for 3 more, looking for 2 more, looking for 1 more. Yes, we could say there's a party finder system. And yes, as you progress in the game, there will be more and more people with the higher difficulties. But that raises yet another issue. What happens when new players join the game? And these new players are now at the difficulties that everyone on the server are not in. If you join the game and you're now at Hell 2 difficulty, do you think you're going to be finding a lot of people way later in the years that are in Hell 2? Do you think you're going to be finding a lot of people that are in Hell 3? No, you're probably not. Most people are going to be in whatever the server Paragon level's Hell difficulty is, because that's where most people are on the server, right? And now you might say, okay, well, DM, they're going to catch up quickly because of the server 400% bonus Paragon experience. Yeah, sure they are, but then what you're saying is that the game is effectively completely dead content for people until they get to the most latest difficulty. I thought that was not the point of the game. I thought the point of the game was to be an introduction to Diablo. So why, when we're introducing them to Diablo, do they have to get to the maximum difficulty in order to be able to equip items into one of the major set spots? It does not make sense by any definition of the word making sense. The way the game is set up, by Blizzard's own words, would cater to people that want to play solo. It would cater to the more casual experience. Mike Ybarra went up there and said, I believe we made a great introduction to Diablo. Nowhere in Diablo does it require, in any of the other Diablos I've played, 4 other players at any given time in order to do things that just drop the gear, okay? I don't like this system. Other people do not like this system. We have all been vocal about not liking this system. This is not one of those systems where if suddenly you allow people to do it solo, the game falls apart. This game is not built upon dungeons. This game's core gameplay is not built upon the fact that people like to come together to grind dungeons. They don't. People have to leave very often. Will people be playing the game more if they can do the dungeons solo? Yes, because they'll be able to have the different set bonuses because no one's grinding sets right now. I know you have data. Look at your own data. You'll see how many people are running dungeons as compared to doing things like just overworld farming or Elder Rift running. I promise you, they're doing other things. They're not doing dungeons. People hate trying to find parties, especially in a mobile game. Please, I'm asking for the community, I'm asking for myself, and I'm asking for your game's health integrity. Please remove the 4-player requirement to be able to farm dungeons. It is bad for everyone, including you, the company.